All right, I hope you looked at the key to check those U tries. Let's go to part 3. We are going to use the graphs to write an equation in the form of f of x equals a over x minus h plus k. All right, looking at our first graph, I'm going to start with a, and a is literally where are my curves at? Okay, that's all we're going to deal with is a 1 or is a negative 1. And since they're kind of like going in that left to right quadrants, this is a positive a. So I'm going to come down here and put positive 1. And we're really going to say no transformations with that. My h is my horizontal shift. Okay, so did it move to the left or right, which deals with my vertical asymptote. Okay, and it did not move, so there are no left or right transformations. And my vertical asymptote is at x equals 0. My k, my vertical shift, did it move up or down? And yes, it did. We went up 1, which is dealing with my horizontal asymptote, which is at y equals 1. Let's write our equation. I'm going to start with the formula. Let's call this one c of x equals. Okay, I'm going to draw my fraction bar. We said my a is a positive 1 over x. I'm always going to put minus. My horizontal shift was 0. And then we went up 1, so I'm going to put plus 1. If you write this in short answer, I am sure that no teacher would take off. But let's say this is multiple choice. It would not look like this because I'm actually going to subtract or combine x minus 0, which is x plus 1. So here is your final equation for example 1's graph. My domain, okay, remember we're going forever left, so that's going to be from negative infinity. We are going to stop at that vertical asymptote of 0. Then we're going to start back up at 0, and it's going to go forever to the right. So to positive infinity. Let's look at example 2. All right, looking at whether or not a is positive or negative. Okay, so usually the parent function, my curves are over here. Okay, so there's definitely a reflection that has happened. So my a is going to be a negative 1. Okay, reflection over x-axis. Have I moved to the left or right? My horizontal shift, and I have moved to the right 3. So I'm going to put 3. I'm going to put right 3. Okay, which is dealing with my vertical asymptote of x equals 3. My horizontal shift, I have actually not moved at all, up or down. So this is 0, none. And my horizontal asymptote is y equals 0. Let's write my equation. So let's go, I don't know, I'm going to say b of x this time. b of x equals, okay, fraction bar. My a is a negative 1, so I'm going to put negative 1 over x. Always put minus. My horizontal shift was 3, and then my vertical shift was plus 0. Again, if you write this for a short answer, that'd be perfectly fine. But if it's multiple choice, it's going to look like this. b of x equals, they bring the negative out in front of the fraction, and I'm going to have x minus 3, which stays x minus 3, and then I had no vertical shift, so I don't have to put the plus 0. For my domain, talking about all x values. Okay, so I'm going forever to the left. So I'm going to have from negative infinity. It's going to stop at this vertical asymptote of 3. Okay, and we're approaching but not touching. We're going to start back at 3, and then it's going forever to the right. All right, I want you to try the 2 U tries and then check them with the key.